The Insta360 Ace Pro 2 is my favorite single lens action camera that I've ever used. This camera delivers the most crisp and beautiful shots regardless of light or no light at all, and has never once left me disappointed. The software is easy to use, and whether you're a beginner at video editing or more advanced, you can recreate phenomenal looking videos straight out of the box. The original Insta360 Ace Pro was already my favorite single lens action camera of all time. You can go back and watch my review, and that was my exact words. So when the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 was announced, I knew I had to have it, as it took my favorite camera and made it even better. Upgrades from the original Ace Pro with a new Pro imaging chip, a wider 150-degree field of view, improved low light video, 4K 60 frames a second active HDR, a larger battery with endurance mode, you get an 8K 30 frames a second video option, a 2.5-inch touchscreen, a removable lens guard, upgraded audio algorithms with the standard wind guard that comes stock. The Ace Pro 2 also adds a new underwater mode, a 50 megapixel photo resolution, timecode support, and an extended pre-recording time. Wider field of view. If I did have one gripe with the Ace Pro, it was that it didn't have the widest field of view. Don't get me wrong, I think it still did a great job and got me some of my favorite shots that I've ever captured, but there were times I'd have it on a selfie stick or head cam that I just wanted a little bit more in the frame. If my angle was just slightly off, the shot would still look good, but I'd miss some of what I was trying to capture. I didn't like it for head cam nearly as much as I liked the Ace Pro 2, and I was contemplating getting a longer selfie stick. But now with the Ace Pro 2, it has a noticeably wider field of view. I love using this camera for head cam POV shots, and using the same selfie stick that I've been running, I'm able to get a much better full body shot when I'm snowboarding, and this is an upgrade I've been really happy with. Now the Ace Pro 2 already could film better in low light scenarios, better than any action camera had business doing, but the Ace Pro 2 has taken that a step further and can do it even better. Using the Purevideo mode on the Ace Pro 2, even when the light is super low, you're still able to capture tons of detail in the dark, where most action cameras you'd be left with a black, grainy, and unwatchable mess. This camera is now my go-to camera anytime I know it's going to be dark. I've got the new Explorer setup for it as well, and I'm super excited to take it into more scenarios like you see here, filming in the dark parts of Epic Universe. 4K 60 frames a second. As someone who typically filmed in 4K 30 frames a second, this snowboard season I found myself filming in 60 frames a second so much more, particularly with this camera. I know 30 frames a second gives a much more cinematic look, but the 60 FPS is just so much smoother, and I've gotten to where I really prefer that look. Plus, if you do find yourself wanting to use slow motion, having it at 60 frames a second gives you that option. So now it is nice to be able to use the HDR in those higher frame rate scenarios, whereas previously the HDR would turn off if you went above 30 frames a second. The Insta360 Ace Pro 2 does come with a larger battery, and with that you're going to get a longer battery life. Honestly though, with the Insta360 cameras, they always do a phenomenal job with battery life, and even in the cold where most action cameras struggle, I've stated many times when I used to film with GoPros, I'd burn through like 6 or 7 batteries in a day of snowboarding, and still sometimes not have enough to get through a whole day. Whereas with the Insta360 cameras, I only ever bring 2. And I've never had to cut a day of filming short. The Insta360 Ace Pro 2 is no exception, and I'm able to get through an entire day of filming, and I haven't run into an issue yet. Mind you that me filming on my snowboard laps is turning it on for the laps, turning it off on the lift, and I'll start with a fresh battery in the morning. Typically I'll swap them out at lunch, and even then, they're never really dead. I just go on and swap it because it's much easier to swap sitting down than on the lift. So I still have some juice to go. It also does feature fast charging as well, so you can reach an 80% charge in just 18 minutes. If you do happen to need to top off a battery real fast. I love the battery life on any of the Insta360 cameras. Now, one of the biggest upgrades and one of my favorite features about this camera is the built-in wind guard. The wind guard works so much better than anything I've tried on the Ace Pro or any other action cameras. Most content creators that are doing action sports would previously have to stick on mic covers like these little fuzzy things, which work really well till they start to get wet, at which point they immediately fall off. I can't tell you how many of these sticky covers I've put on and had them fall off in the first few laps into the day. Now this built-in mic cover has worked really well at reducing wind noise on this action camera. Yes, you do want some wind noise. You don't want to totally eliminate it because that helps kind of convey your speed, but you want to reduce it so it keeps those harsh noises or the overbearing loud sounds down. This mic cover helps dampen that out tremendously and has done a great job giving me much better audio both for snowboarding and mountain biking, and is something that I've been really happy with. The Insta360 Ace Pro 2 also features a removable lens guard. This is huge because if you're like me and you're always absolutely paranoid about scratching your lens, you now do have a replaceable part, whereas previously you'd have to send it off to get repaired. This lens guard is also really well done where it is removable. It doesn't interfere with the shot whatsoever. You don't even notice it, but it's great to know that you can swap that lens guard out on your own without having to send your camera off. And if you do scratch it, your camera's not ruined. The software. One of the things I absolutely love about the Ace Pro 2 is just how easy Insta360 software is to make even a beginner video look professional. My workflow with this camera for snowboarding, I'll get the film and standard video that capture the most true-to-life colors and retain all that data. Then once I get it into the Insta360 app, Insta360 has preset filters to enhance your colors for different scenarios already built into their app. I love this because as someone with a tight schedule, I don't have time to be able to color grade my footage. This can give you that professional color graded look, but in a fraction of the time. It's super easy to use and anybody can do it. For snowboarding, I like to use Snow 1 or Snow 3 filters. And then they have more for all sorts of scenarios and activities. If you want to see more about my workflow with this camera, definitely let me know in the comments and I can make that video. But this is just a simple explanation of how I do it. And again, it makes your footage look so much more professional and it's so easy that anybody can do it. I know there's other action cameras out there where you'll look at your video and it looks like crap unless you take the time to know how to professionally color grade your footage. This camera though, I've never been disappointed by the quality of my footage ever. I love the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. This is my favorite single lens action camera I have ever used and quite possibly giving my favorite camera a run for its money. The Ace Pro 2 cameras have brought me back a love for filming with a single lens action camera again. And I'm going to be honest, after falling in love with 360 cameras, I swore off single lens action cameras that I would never run one again and didn't feel the need for them. I originally picked up the Ace Pro 2 just to use for the occasional B-roll shot or trying to get some slow-mo shots, but after using it now and the Ace Pro 2, I would say it's much more a 50-50 split for me filming with this camera or my Insta360 X5. I enjoy both equally. There were even days last snowboard season I would opt to film the whole day just with the Ace Pro 2, or like I said, if I'm going somewhere I know it's going to be dim or dark, this is my go-to camera every time. I think this snowboard season, the Ace Pro 2 is definitely going to be used even more. If you want to check out the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, I do have it linked down below with an affiliate link. This does help support the channel, and Insta360 actually is a sponsor of my channel this year, but I've been running their cameras for years, long time prior to all that happening, and I could not be more stoked about it. I would never push a product that I wouldn't spend my own money on myself, and that's coming from somebody who spent thousands of dollars on Insta360 cameras myself. Thank you guys for watching. If you do have any questions about the Ace Pro or the Ace Pro 2, definitely hit me down in the comments below. Hope you got some value out of this, and we'll see you in the next one.